Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the orders of reptiles. Now, all reptiles are in a class called Reptilia. Remember, a class is part of a bigger phylum that's part of a bigger kingdom. So, from the highest level of classification, kingdom Animalia, we're looking at phylum Chordata. Within that, we're looking at vertebrates. We've seen already fish and amphibians, and now we're looking at class Reptilia. They are vertebrates. They have dry, scaly skin. The scales are made of a particular type of protein that you'll learn more about. They have amniotic eggs. That means that they're protected by an amniotic membrane. The eggs are more protected and keep their moisture in compared to amphibian eggs that have to be laid in water because they have only a very thin membrane protecting them. And in particular, reptiles that we consider class Reptilia have soft and leathery eggs. Reptiles are ectotherms. That means they are cold-blooded and they rely on their surroundings to control their temperature. So they can keep their bodies warm, but they need the environment to do so. They have lungs to breathe air, so even reptiles that you'll find living in the water have lungs. The kinds of reptiles. There are three main groups in class Reptilia that we'll study. Three orders: turtles and tortoises, crocodiles, alligators, and caimans, and lizards and snakes are one group together. Now there's one other kind of reptile, birds. Now birds are often called class Aves, but that entire class is now known. It's been studied for many decades, and over a century ago they were classed in their own class of animals, separate from reptiles. But as we've learned more about them, especially studying their genetics, we find that birds are actually a subtype of reptiles. Even though some of the traits they have are different, they evolved from a common ancestor and are very closely related. We will study birds separately, but keep in mind that they're really just another type, a specialized subgroup of reptiles. Order Testudines, our turtles, tortoises, and what are called terrapins are all members of this order. They have 4 legs for walking or swimming, if we're talking about a sea turtle. They have shells. When you see order Testudines, think of a shell. When you see a vertebrate, a reptile with a shell on it, okay, think order Testudines right away. Now, the shell is a modified rib cage, so this is not like the shell of a clam, okay, or the shell of a crab or anything like that. This shell is made of bones. Okay, it's a modified rib cage. You can see how it's fused onto the spine. And in your turtles and tortoises of order Testudines, you will find a heart with 3 chambers for pumping blood. Order Crocodilia, crocodiles, alligators, and caimans. They have 4 legs that are sprawled out. So they sit wide from the body, and the way they run is almost like a galloping motion. They have a strong jaw and a powerful bite. They are intelligent among the other reptiles with larger brains. And they have a 4-chambered heart to be extra efficient in pumping blood. In fact, that puts them in common with birds and mammals, who also have 4-chambered hearts. Order Squamata, 2 things that look very different in body plan, but are very closely related genetically. Lizards. Most lizards have 4 legs for running or climbing, and they can also swim. Lizards may change color when they're threatened. That's a unique trait compared to other reptiles that can't do that. And they have a 3-chambered heart. Snakes have no legs, but they evolved from a tetrapod. That means their ancestor had 4 legs and over time lost those legs as it adapted to certain situations and environments, what we call a niche, a role in the ecosystem of getting by without legs. They have a very flexible jaw for swallowing large prey whole. This is the way that many snakes consume their food, just opening up their mouth very wide, wrapping around it. Some snakes inject venom into their prey through fangs. And like the lizards, and the turtles, they have a three-chambered heart. Okay, now that you've been introduced to these three groups, we're going to do an assignment about them. So I'm going to show you that next. All right, this is our Orders of Reptiles web assignment. And you see it starts off with a link for us. I'm going to click it there. So you're going to want to go back and forth between your document and your link. And let's see, the first thing we want to do is click on Reptilia. We're going to fill out this paragraph with the missing word. On the page, you see Reptilia right over here. That's opening up. And we're finding the exact paragraph that we're looking for. And a reading guide. So you're going to read through, and where the words are missing, you're going to use the words here and paste them in. And I apologize, this is just a little bit slow to load because I'm using video software. So there will be blank words that we're filling in, and that's what we're doing for this first section. Okay. The same thing's going to happen under Testudines. To get to that, it says click on classification on the right sidebar. So I'm going to the right side. And classification. I'm going to click on Testudines. Remember, that's our turtles and tortoises. Order Testudines, there it is. And when it loads up, contains the exercises that have missing portions here. Now I'm going to walk you through an example, how to, and then you're going to come up with your own examples for squamata and crocodilia. So the kingdom files in the order are already determined. And if I ask you to look up an example from Testudines, because that is the order, and it has to be in class Reptilia, phylum Chordata, kingdom Animalia. So I picked the painted terrapin in family Geomyidae and just Caliger. And the species is Caliger nuensis. Now I found this example by clicking on one. And what I like to do is I like it has a picture icon because that tells me that whichever one I pick, I'll be able to get a picture of it. So I clicked on a family, choose any one. It doesn't have to have that, but if it doesn't, you're going to end up using Google to find your picture. I picked the genus. Caliger. So you can see there, Batagar did not have a picture, so I didn't choose that one, but you can. And there was my species name. I also gave the common name, and I click there to get the photo. And then I pasted the photo in. If you're having trouble pasting photos, what you can do is open the picture and copy the link and put that in. That would be fine as well. For order Squamata, I want you to look at a snake example. Okay, so I picked two snake families for you to use. So click on family Viperidae or Boidae, or you could do another family as long as you know that you're looking at a snake. So if there's a particular snake that you're really interested in, you could find its own family, genus, and species names. Okay, so you're going to do just like I did with the turtle. From family, click on a genus within that family, click on a species within that genus, write the names that you find or copy and paste them down if you're concerned about spelling, and then paste the picture or a link to the picture and go ahead and put the common name there too if you can. Okay, there's one more time you're going to do the same thing for anything in order Crocodilia. Okay, so you can pick whichever family you want, and within that, find the genus, the species, and give me a picture. Now, these questions you're going to answer just based on what you already know from the video that you're watching right now. from the paragraphs that you filled in with the guide at the top and from the pictures that you saw both in my video and in your investigation. So these are kind of overall questions. What's one feature of testudines that is different from squamata and crocodilia? So what's really unique about testudines? Think back earlier in the video. I told you if you see this, you know it's testudines because you will not find that in other reptiles. What might that be? And give me a sentence describing it. And think about order Squamata. Now that contains lizards and snakes. In family Boidae and family Viperidae, which kind are those? What body parts are they missing compared to most reptiles? And do you know, did their ancestors have that body part? Okay. With those questions, you're done, and you're going to go ahead and submit through Schoology. Please, please, please come to my office hours 12 to 2 every day this week. Okay, try to have this in by Thursday so that Friday is a makeup day for you. But of course, if you're still working on it on Friday, that's a good use for your makeup day too. All right. Let me know if there's anything at all you need. You can reach me on Talking Points. You can reach me on email. You can come into Google Meet for my office hours. You can send me a message on Schoology. If you can figure out Google Hangouts, I'm on there, but I know most students have no idea how to use that. So let me know anything you need. Okay. Everything to fill this out is on that ADW website, but if you are struggling to find something other than the paragraphs, which have to come right from it because they're blank words in those paragraphs, you can look up species using Wikipedia, using Google, or any other way as well to get your examples. All right, have a good night.